That's Molly girl. She sat down pretty quick today. Here lately when we've been doing this, it's been taking her a while. What was I gonna say? Man, she's been here a while. I've been trying to figure out this tracking, scent work kind of stuff, using the nose, right, where they go find the stuff. And man, I thought she'd jam on it. And it's weird doing that stuff, you know, and it's me, I'm trying to figure it out from off of videos and stuff too, so a big part of it is me, like everything. A big part of it is user, right? When we have problems or we got to figure stuff out. Part of it is us, and part of it is them. They'll figure it out once we get it down. Once we get it down, they get it, right? So then, I was gonna talk. Like, confidence is weird, right? So like when I get these long guys, I've always, like, my whole life has been kind of stuff pops in and goes, right? So when I get these guys here for a long time, start wanting to do new stuff with them and figure stuff out, but you kind of get in the rut of just kind of the same old thing, right? I think that's where a lot of people lose confidence at home, is you kind of stuck in the same old thing, and then you see like you try to do more and then something goes wrong and you're like, God dog it, right? And so for a lot of people, bouncing back is harder. Like, I've always been real good about the next day. Like, something might mess with me for a little while, but the next day that's cool, we'll move on. Like, Kit, for instance, she hadn't been worried about people for the longest time. Right? Like, at first she was, and then we got through that and over it. And then so lately, when we've been doing stuff, I won't even have the long line on her. I'll just have her totally off leash. Well, now she's gone back to kind of being worried about the people over there. Well, part of that is where there's a new level, right? Is going to the off leash. But it's happened a couple times, right? And then, so like, she went all the way up to the people. Hi, good girl. And then I yelled for her and she started going over here. Then she would go a couple steps and then I'd do the hate and she'd flip around. And then, so yesterday was back to when I first started letting her off the leash, where she ran almost all the way up to somebody. And so it's like, oh man, do I need to go back on the leash or just keep working it? Because the immediate thing is you want to overreact and go, well, she's just got to be on the leash all the time. Thing is, we made progress. What I didn't like about yesterday's is she went way closer. So like, we made, like, originally it was here, then it was a step, then it was a step, then it was a step, right? And then this one, she went all the way back. Instead of 3 steps forward and 1 step back, it was 3 steps forward, and now is it all the way 3 steps back? Does that make sense? Or now, are we going to go back to here? Because even though I did the hay and I had to pursue her, right, and get her, and then do the whole go get thing, is it back to there, or are we going to be somewhere in the middle the next time it happens? Right? So like last night, for instance, watching what's that called? Whose Line Is It Anyway? One day last week when it was on, they did this thing where they ring the doorbell. Everybody freaks out, right? Hey, settle down, get her, put her on the place, right? And it did it like 4 or 5 times. So each time, they all got settled down more, right? And then, so yesterday, when it came on, nobody did anything. Because they did the same skit where they ring the doorbell. They all just looked up at me. It's like, good job, guys. Very nice. So now, next week when it comes on, are they going to go back to the old way? Or are they going to go back to yesterday, where it was great? Man, it's still too dark to get the group out. What's up with that? It's about, so anyways, a lot of times when you see stuff like that, that can really, I can see how it really messes up people's confidence at home, especially with something more serious than just barking at some guy. Just barking at some guy, say you're at home and you're like, well, I don't know what to do. Put her back on the leash and just don't let her off anymore. The problem is some people still let the dog off leash even when that happens and don't work through it. You gotta either work through it by keeping on, or you go back to the leash. If you don't know what to do, that's what you should do. Problem is a lot of people don't know what to do and they don't go back to the leash. And they let their dogs terrorize people. Good job, girl. Right, and like this one, she's been doing really bad at this the last few times. Because I started not doing it because she's doing so good inside. And then the last few times it's been taking her like 5 minutes to even sit down. Look, she's been in a down for a while now. So today, for some reason, she settled down really fast. Maybe it's because the last 3 days I've been doing it again. So I got back on the... She's been doing so good inside, so I didn't feel like she's been needing it. But every once in a while, you want to do it. Especially for ones like her. Because settle down. Oh, she was doing so good inside, I stopped doing it. And then we had a few days. The reason I started doing it again, or at least randomly, is she started being more pacey in the crate. It's like she was doing so good about going in there, chilling out. But that's how they say it's not linear, right? Things are going to get better. You're going to go back a little. Ideally, if you get to here, you don't go all the way back to start. You only go back a little bit. And then you pop right back up. That's the hope, right? See, this is what she's been doing out here. She's been super focused on that other side for some reason. Good girl.